My name is Taran McNulty. I'm a producer, intern, and media maker at the Community Media Center. I am also the content coordinator of this episode of Carroll Helping Carroll. Carroll Helping Carroll is a show designed to showcase local nonprofits that are making a difference in your community. In this episode, we would like to highlight the Humane Society of Carroll County. Karen Baker and Dave Ledford, who work at the Humane Society, have volunteered their time and expertise to give us more information about what their organization can do for you. Enjoy.
Dave, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what you do every day at the Humane Society?
It's a good question. I always tell people I never know if I'm going to be chasing a feral pig to load it up in something, or doing an adoption, or helping somebody with their problem. I have a fancy title. It's not a fancy job. My official title is Assistant Director of Animal Care. I do a little bit of everything, though, and I try to help out wherever I can. I feel as we as a shelter are really trying to have all of our employees cross-trained so that they can help out where need be. We work hand in hand with animal control, so when they bring us animals, we have to basically see them into the system and see them out of the system. And I try to make that transition as smooth as possible, and manage a team of animal care techs that are fantastic. Couldn't do what we do without the tech team that we have, and you know that.
Oh yeah.
So basically, my main job, I would say, is to basically manage how animals are entering our facility and leaving our facility successful. I take that very seriously, and I'm very proud of how far we've come in doing that. But like I said, there are days when I'll be pulled in a direction that I would have never thought. And that's what's cool about animal welfare.
Well, why don't you talk about that? What is your most memorable moment?
My most memorable moment, there's been a lot of moments. I've gone on some calls that have been cool, where we've dealt with things. I remember one time we had a snapping turtle at a elementary school that laid eggs, and they had me come out, and I have some reptile background, and grabbing them. That was cool, because we try to use people where they have a skill set. Right. The most memorable recovery of an animal so far in my tenure, and I've been with the shelter since early 2012, would be a dog by the name of Rocky, who has been successfully adopted. And he came into the shelter very emaciated, and
worst I've ever seen.
Yes, yeah, worst I've ever seen too. And we didn't think he was going to make it 24 hours. His organs were failing, and he spent a lot of time at the shelter, both recovering and being adopted. And now he's in a forever home, and it was a long time coming, and I'm just so happy to see that end. And we see that so much. It's a very rewarding job that I think that everybody that works at the shelter is really committed to what we're doing and what we're about. So right. I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh yeah,
it was such a success, and made everyone at the shelter really happy.
Welcome to another rousing edition of Know Your Crew. In this segment, we'd like to recognize the folks behind the scenes. How about getting to know your crew? Handling our cameras and looking great doing it, we have Richard Slechter and Kevin McDermott. And giving the cues in case someone is taking a snooze, we have John Carver as floor director. Now follow the melodic sound of my voice to the headquarters of the shindig, the control room. You can see this bubbling crockpot of activity hard at work keeping you entertained. Can't you just feel that energy? Leading the show today as our technical director is the incomparable, uncontainable, unequivocal talent, Taran McNulty. Wave to the nice people. Faithfully by their side as the keystone of this entire operation, the switcher extraordinaire, George Shearer. We couldn't possibly continue this tour without our supporting players, the backseat drivers, the fourth string contenders, filling up the peanut gallery. It's Cody McLaughlin. And me, I'm Mike Fell. And most importantly, we want to thank you folks out there for watching. And this has been Know Your Crew. Back to you, Karen.
So we know that there's been a bill recently passed by the governor, signed by the governor, outlawing puppy mill dogs to be sold in pet stores. Can you explain a little bit about what a puppy mill is?
Sure. Yeah, I think we are only the second state in the country. I think.
Yes, second state in the country to pass that. Congratulations, Maryland.
Yeah, tremendous. Yeah. What a puppy mill is basically is a breeding facility of just flip and dip, for lack of a better word, of just trying to breed as many puppies for a profit as possible. And unfortunately, a lot of those puppies are unhealthy and have problems because they've been inbred, etc. It's not responsible. It's irresponsible breeding in large numbers. Right. Is basically what I would say.
What can people do to help stop that?
I'll tell you what. Adopt.
Adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop. And I will say I think things start local. So if you live in Carroll County, come out and support the shelter. I love giving tours when people come out. We do Girl Scout tours and really try to get the community involved when they do come out to the shelter. And we're never too busy to do that.
Nope.
So and I think we're really proud of how far we've come as a shelter just in the past 5 years. So that's been great, So the biggest way to be on the positive end of things is just support local and come in and say hi. Even if you don't adopt, come in, grab a T-shirt, grab a magnet, and hang out. There's a lot of fun events every month, if not every week, throughout the year.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Carroll Helping Carroll. I would like to thank the Humane Society and our on-air talent for joining us today. You can find this segment and any other Carroll Helping Carroll segments airing on Comcast Channel 19. I'm Taran McNulty, and you're welcome.